April is Autism Awareness Month. For one Lewistown woman, for as long as she remembers, she's been using humor and poetry to help deal with her diagnosis. 38-year-old Sarah Thomas has lived with autism for most of her life. The path hasn't always been smooth. Her days haven't always been sunny.
It's like a roller coaster. It's up and down. I've had many doors slam shut in my face, metaphorically speaking.
The diagnosis hasn't stopped her. Sarah has a driver's license, a CPR AED certification, lives independently, participates in Special Olympics, and even acts regularly with the Judith Mountain Players, who she says is like a second family.
I love just getting on stage and putting on, just acting, making people laugh.
That humorous spirit is part of what helps Sarah get through the tough times.
And this town ain't big enough for two clowns.
But no, anytime you hang out with her is a fun time. She's always cracking jokes and trying to make people laugh and make their day better.
Casey Melton is Sarah's best friend from all the way back in middle school. And while they may not spend as much time together as they used to, the bond of friendship remains unbreakable. Casey says part of what makes Sarah such a great friend is her big heart.
She encourages me all the time. If she sees anyone, like even last week at Special Olympics practice, there's a guy having kind of a rough time, and she's there, and she's trying to encourage him.
Living with autism isn't Sarah's only struggle. She also suffers from bipolar disorder and clinical depression. In addition to laughter being a good medicine, she also has turned to writing poetry.
One day I was I didn't know how to get my frustrations out, so I wrote it down on paper, and I just started taking an interest from there.
She has a journal full of poems that she hopes to one day publish. In the meantime, she's earned recognition in online contests. One of her latest writings is called Brave Little Warrior.
As she sits and privately cries, with war paint stuck around her eyes.
Sarah knows that others struggle with autism, but she says the best way to deal with it is by being yourself.
Never be ashamed of who you are, because you weren't diagnosed with a disability. It's more like a gift from God. She hides her sadness with great lies. Still every day she gets up and tries.
I do believe God uses her in big ways just to encourage other people.
I appear to be the pet whisperer.
In Lewistown, Tim McGonigal, MTN News.